a night of ghoulish costumes, haunted houses, trick-or-treat, witches, and jack-o'-lanterns. What is Halloween really about? Well, the exact origin of Halloween celebrations remains disputed by scholars. Most pointed back to the ancient Celtic festival Samhain as the origin of Halloween. The Celts divided their year into two halves or seasons, the light half, the summer, the dark half, the winter. October 31st was the transitional time between the end of the summer and the beginning of winter, with its darker and shorter days that were often associated with death. The Celts believed the boundaries between the land of the living and the land of the dead became blurred on October 31st, and the dead could cross over into this world to visit souls. To avoid being recognized and sought by ghosts, when they left their house, the Celts would wear masks or other disguises to trick the ghosts so they wouldn't think they were a fellow spirit. This is where society gets its practice of dressing up in costume for Halloween. Celtic priests, or druids, told people to go with one another to gather food from each other's houses to appease the ghosts, spirits, fairies, witches, elves, and other worldly creatures believed to come out at that night and harm people. This food often included dainty sweets, and is one theory as to the origin of trick-or-treating.
Trick or treat!
If the evil spirit didn't get properly treated or sent off, they would play a trick on people instead. Many divination and occult practices took place on this night. People sought out spirits of their ancestors and other beings to tell the future about weather and crop expectations, or even romantic interests. One tradition for women included standing in front of a mirror with a candle in a darkened room, where it was said that the face of their future husband would pass before them.
I'm home.
God makes it clear where he stands on these sorts of practices. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee. Celtic people also used hollowed out turnips or pumpkins to carve frightening faces and to put a candle to keep harmful spirits away from their homes. This is where the practice of carving pumpkin came from. Other theories say it was meant to act like a lamp to guide the dead ancestors to the meal left out for them. When Rome conquered Celtic territory, aspects of Roman paganism became fused with the Celtic tradition of Samhain. The Romans have a similar festival, Feralia, a day in late October where Romans commemorated the passing of the dead. The word Halloween literally means the Eve of All Hallows or All Saints, which had to do with the Catholic Church. The concept originated in 609 AD with Pope Boniface IV as a day for remembering the Church's martyrs. In the 9th century, Pope Gregory III dedicated this day to all the saints, hence the name All Hallows or All Saints Day, and moved it from May to November 1st, directly after the Celtic pagan festival of Samhain. The night before, which was October 31st, became known as All Hallows Eve and eventually Halloween. Samhain is also connected to modern-day Wicca, an Old English word for witch. This religion is an offshoot of the ancient Celtic witchcraft of Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. Samhain was one of the more important Sabbat or seasonal holidays of the year that witches held sacred. Celtic priests believed that witches ride on broomsticks this night and can change themselves into black cats. Many Wiccans claim this holiday as their day, taking part in activities such as ritual purification, divination, and contact with dead ancestors. Vampires, witches, ghosts, goblins, and other such morbid costumes fill the streets on Halloween night. Haunted houses are decorated with violent imagery, showing blood-stained hands, faces, and decapitated bodies. This day is increasingly focused on the perverse, the gothic, and the occult. By participating in Halloween, we support ideas based on superstition, occult, and the worship of the dead, thereby celebrating darkness, demons, and death. Ideas that are against the light and life we find in the Bible. As Christians, even participating in children's trick-or-treating is a nod to this satanic festival. If you liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.
You know, I got married Halloween, you had a demonic wedding. Why would you put your kids, your family, why would you put your purpose, your destiny, why would you put your whole eternity in a demonic altar?
But people say it's just fun, candy, kids are having costumes on, and what you said is much more.
The candy, you know, I never shared this before, but this candy, people from different walks of life pray over these candies, witchcraft, they pray over the candies. You're not letting people know, you don't know the person that you're not gonna know she's a witch. Okay, you don't know she's a witch, she's doing Wicca, she's practicing New Age, and you're knocking the door, and you come in legal rights of this witch or this warlock, this person's practicing this stuff, giving you this kind of candy. Now you're taking that stuff home, you put that stuff into your body, amen? And on top of that, I'm Tom LaVaine said, out of his mouth, you know, he was the ruler of the Church of Satan, right? Out of his mouth, he said, I want to thank every Christian parent for allowing their child to celebrate Halloween one time a year. The devil's holiday. And it took Adam and Eve to lose everything because of one mistake. It took Esau one circumstance to lose his birthrights. Right? So why would you bring that kind of curse into your house and curse your family from 3 to 4 generations? So when your kids is 5 and you think it's cool, you dress them up. Once you put a costume on someone, see the trick of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, they were made in the image of God. They were made in God's perfect image, right? The devil tricked them with sin and changed their identity. Yeah. And once you put the costume on the kid, I don't care if you dress them up as Noah, I don't care if you dress them up as Abraham. Once you put this costume on Halloween, the birthright of Halloween, you're changing your kid's identity. The purpose of the destiny has been canceled unless you renounce it and bring it back.
Stop. I would, I could. Thank you for watching. Bye, bye.